Courtney Taylor from the Dandy Warhols will be here on Subterranean to talk about the brand new documentary Dig, and that's all coming up next.
Georgia.
We're in Georgia.
Yeah,
we're in Banks County.
Yeah.
And when's the gig tonight?
When's the gig tonight?
Jeez. That's
A
funny.
clip from the brand new documentary Dig,
Yeah.
in which you narrate,
Right.
and that some might say put a pro Dandy Warhols bias on the movie. Would you
Well,
agree with that statement?
You know, we don't fight. They fight all the time. So at least in the movie they do. You know, Anton has never fought with me, or actually I don't think I've ever seen him hit anyone. But you know, I've known him for 10 years. But there's a lot of action, a lot of hostility going on, and the movie's very heated. And I think that's probably why it does so well. And we just act as the foil. You know, it had to be done thusly because of who we are and who they are. You know, and film doesn't really lie. You know.
Well, they're shotgun shells. Mark Iger had a restraining order taken out against Anton.
He's stalking us now.
Little piece from the documentary Dig. And you'd have to see the whole documentary to see how it develops. But with the Dandy Warhols and the Brian Jonestown Massacre, was there ever a legitimate feud there?
Well, Anton had told me when we started to get more press and, we were being called like this is the real psychedelic, the new sound of psychedelia and all this stuff. And they were just getting in fights and no label wanted to deal with these junkies and blah, blah, blah. Anton said, well, we'll have this like Oasis Blur thing and blah, blah. But in the end, yeah, he was pissed off and jealous and they all were. They were all angry and jealous, and no one likes to see their friends succeed. I mean, it's an old adage, but it's really true. It hurts, to be left in the dust by your friends, particularly when you're left in the dust and then throwing punches at your own band and et cetera, and shooting dope and drinking.
What moment do you think, though, that they hated the Dandy Warhols? Was it when you went into their house to do the photo shoot? Was it the video, the first video?
It was, I don't know, it was the whole thing. It was just a couple years of that, and that's when we just didn't talk to them anymore for a while.
Now, do you talk now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All the time, love it, we're good friends, and they still do great work.
And in the documentary, we see that the Dandy Warhols are almost bigger in Europe than they're here in the States. Do you agree with that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You can't, in America, the radio format is really, structured so that you kind of have to have this sound, or this sound. And if you don't fit into those, you don't really get on the radio. And we're not a band who was ever interested in doing something we didn't want to do in order to get on the radio. We just don't really care, and we've done, by luck and by the, good fortune of just doing really real work, that we've been supported by the world, mostly Europe.
Because we were talking and you said rock is coming back.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
You think
clearly. Yeah, I mean, you've got Hot Hot Heat, and you got the White Stripes, and you've got, I mean, it's great. It's a good time for music right now, I think.
Good time for the Dandy Warhols, too?
We have a good time all the time.